We're rolling.
Here it is. Here's your drink.
And we're back. Okay, Hawk, you've had a few minutes now to think of that original, or the last question about the best celebrity you've ever met.
I will say this, okay? And this is going to sound weird coming from me.
Okay.
I was in country music for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And of course, my brother's in country music. So I will say, usually the country artists are by far the nicest and kindest.
That makes
good.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. God and country.
Yeah. Yes. I've even met some with Ross Robinson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one and only.
And get this, he's the one that got me backstage. I did not get him backstage.
Oh, wow.
So he got me backstage to Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Oh.
That's right, because didn't he give...
He got a
Stephen
taxi
Curtis-
ride. Yeah, taxi ride.
Yeah, he got a ride with them.
Yeah.
They got to be friends
and so
with
Ross got me backstage instead of me getting him backstage.
All right, so
always
time out.
backstage. Okay.
He's talking about Ross. That is our former pastor, Ross Robinson, who just retired from North Hills but still goes to our church.
Yeah.
Ross is a North Hills OG and started, longtime pastor. Stephen Curtis Chapman is also a 90s OG, which took like contemporary Christian music
To its next level.
He's like a Michael W. Smith caliber
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
level.
Yeah.
So you got to meet him?
Yeah. That was
But
the
Ross, I think, ended up sharing a taxi with him
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that, and they got to be friends.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course
They
Ross
exchanged
did.
numbers,
Yeah.
and that's how you said you got backstage.
Yeah. But if the first go-to celebrity
Yes.
that was the nicest, kindest, and I got to spend some time with him, Garth Brooks.
You met Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
That
Spent
doesn't
some time
surprise
with
me
him.
at all.
Yeah. He is such a nice,
He does seem
genuine
like-
guy.
He does seem like a nice guy.
Is he a believer?
I don't know that. I don't know that.
I feel like he is.
But I mean, but you look at some, and I'm talking. We got a chance and opportunity to meet a
lot.
Justin Bieber came here
The Biebs?
before.
That's
it
Tim's
was
other man crush.
No.
Get this. Right before he broke, into worldwide fame, he came here for we had him in the Walmart parking lot with about 1,000 people there. Yeah.
Really? How old was he?
When he looked
He was
like
a kid.
12? Yeah, like little.
Wow.
Now it's made me think, and you don't have to answer this if this makes you
Don't
uncomfortable.
answer. You're going to ask who's the worst.
Who's the worst?
No, you
like,
can't.
the one where you were
can't
like,
say
wow,
that.
I didn't like that person.
No.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah. This is carpool
Yeah,
conversations.
but what if it gets out and he gets in trouble?
No, that's true.
Oh, don't do it. She's normally her gut's
That's
right.
good. That is good.
Yeah.
That is good.
That's
But
what
there's
You can tell us later.
there have been some stinkers out there.
I bet.
I will say it was a rock band was one, and a movie star, an action movie star.
Oh.
It wasn't Arnold.
Oh.
It wasn't Stallone.
Oh, no.
It was.
It'd be Bog.
All right, next
Okay,
question.
next
But we were asking him if he could beat up certain celebrities could you beat up Betty White? And he got mad at us.
No, you shouldn't beat up Betty White.
Well,
She's
no, it was a
precious.
joke.
I
It was a
know,
joke.
I
It was an
know.
interview, and he got upset and he hung up on us.
For real?
Yeah.
So did you meet that person? Did you meet him in person?
No.
Oh,
It
just
was
phone interview.
It was a phone interview. Phone interview.
All right, let's circle back around.
Yeah.
You were mentioning some of the cool perks of being like
Oh,
the
okay.
radio DJ in the upstate. You're Hawk, the Hawk and Tom show. You were
Yeah.
talking about like I get tickets, but like what is something where it's just this is something I enjoy because of my notoriety, because of who I am in the upstate that the average Joe Schmo doesn't get to do.
Okay, here's the thing, and that kind of makes me feel uncomfortable in some ways. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
I tell my kids this all the time because kids will talk about what we do at their school. I'm no different. It's just that I have a unique job. My job's just different.
Right.
Right.
And so I try to stress that a lot.
Good.
And
Good for you.
It's a very...
But you're Hawk. You're the man.
Timmy, stop trying to bait him. He's giving good answers.
He's too
and teaching.
humble, and I don't like that.
Humility is a beautiful thing, and we get to witness it.
But
Right.
still, it is a unique job, and I don't take it for granted. It's been a great blessing my whole life. I got to do what I want to do. So what are you saying now?
What I'm saying is like, okay, like we know, like Peter Hubbard. super humble, amazing man of God. But you know the boy gets some perks because he's Petey. He's the man. Like, you know, someone in our church is like, you can borrow my beach house. But Tim, I'm not giving him the beach house. Like, what are some perks you get?
Tim just wants these perks. That's
Hey, you know what? I got a free crown the other day from Pelham Links. This is not.
What?
They didn't pay for this advertisement.
Hey, I have a good friend who works at Pelham Links.
Okay, and I'm just teasing. I got like free dental work sometimes.
Okay.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't even have dental
Okay, wait.
insurance.
I have a question though. That's kind of basic.
That's so
I got my yard mowed by
Yes!
Prestige Lawn Care. Just
Shout out to Prestige Lawn Care.
All right.
No.
No, I've got a question that's kind of based on that.
Okay.
Because you are on radio, and maybe it's changed because of COVID, and now are you doing any kind of video or podcasting kind of thing with that? But anyway, do you not get noticed because people don't know what you look like?
Yes.
Or do they recognize you as soon as you speak?
Here's the thing. Like, I can go to a restaurant, and sometimes no one knows. But we've been here so long, and
True,
so
that's true.
If I'm wearing a station shirt or something, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing because I chose this, and so if someone wants to interrupt my dinner, I'm all about it. It's
Does that happen a lot?
Sometimes, but you know what?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm glad. Like, I'm glad that I'll be in trouble if they don't want to say hi to me.
Sure, great point.
So I have another question based on that. So because of your notoriety, because of your local celebrity, and maybe you're even more national too. I don't know. But that's my ignorance. But
Well,
anyway,
that is true because
it's
B93.7 goes down to Georgia and up to North Carolina.
right. So
Yeah.
does it change how you behave in public because you are a persona that people look up to?
Here's the funny thing. So people think sometimes you get treated nicely because they think you'll say something bad about them on the radio, which ironically, you can't say something bad about somebody because they wouldn't want to.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what's funny is kind of the fear, like, but.
But even your behavior out in public, like, you know, if you don't get your food on time or whatever.
I still pick my nose at a red light. It's okay. Are we coming up on one anytime soon?
Yes,
Hey, can you turn that camera off?
That's hilarious. Have you ever been pulled over and gotten off because
Yes.
Yes.
because you're Hawk.
Well, I don't know if it's because of that. He knew me.
They look at the license plate and they're like, that's Hawk.
Yeah, he knew. He recognized. It's funny. What's so funny is most of the time people will recognize if I'm on the phone. Like when they see me face to face, it throws them off. They're like, there's something familiar about you.
Well, because they
Like,
probably have you pictured looking one other way.
Right.
Right. But if you're on the phone and you're talking to an insurance, the person will be, is Hawk from the Hawk and Tom show? I'm like,
I
yes.
would love that back. Yeah, it
It's
is.
funny.
Can you hook a brother up?
No.
Okay,
you don't get as many perks as, but
Okay.
it's a fun thing. I do get to go out and being on the radio. It's a little bit different nowadays, though, with podcasts, with all the, social media people do know. And I do see not seen on 7 anymore, but sometimes I fill in for Jack and stuff.
Gotcha.
Jack Roper? Dude,
Sometimes.
he's a Greenville OG.
He's great. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
And Megan, all those.
Now he's making
folks
those
are
like
good.
commercials for bathtubs.
I'm asking to hook me up.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing that I love about the Hawk and Tom show is, and students, if you haven't done this, try and do it. I try and call in.
Yeah, he's been on the show a couple of times because he's been.
Really?
And this is more fascinating than my stuff. He's been struck by lightning.
I have.
No, you have
That
not.
was on our show.
Timmy,
Tim
how
was
did
on
I
the
not
show.
know this?
Me and my brother-in-law were at my in-laws' lake house down in Hartwell, and we had our legs dangling in the water, and we saw the lightning strike like 300 yards away, and it zapped us. I had to go to the hospital and get my heart back on track.
You're an AFib?
Yeah. No, I didn't like directly get struck, but my legs were in the water that got struck.
Oh my
But I
word.
called in about that. I'm always listening, and I get heated up. Like, what they talk about engages the listeners so well. I just want to be a part of the conversation so bad.
Thank you.
What's the silliest thing Tim's ever said on radio?
Wow.
Oh,
That's one. He said some goofy stuff.
yeah, but just like you have to behave in public.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, sure. I mean, you guys
working
look at
for a
Peter.
church.
Like Peter's got to really be on his P's and Q's.
Yeah, but the thing about Peter is, it comes naturally to him.
Yeah.
He's just.
Come naturally for you.
He's an angel.
Hey, what is the weirdest call-in you've ever gotten? where you're just like, we have to edit this? Like, there's no way that can go to air.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff we have to edit. I'm like, people are free with their language sometimes, and we really try. We do strive. Although I don't agree with the music, spiritually speaking, it's a thing that I
that's
pray
a
about
great
quite
question
a bit.
though. So you don't like the music that you have to use on a regular basis, like
I'm
daily.
sure you like the genre. You probably just don't like what they're talking about.
Right.
Yes.
The message.
Listen, I love music. I don't discriminate. I listen to Frank Sinatra, Garth Brooks. I'm trying to think of the, Kane Brown. Justin Bieber.
But as a Christian, how do you deal with that? I think that's a great question.
But a lot of times we're so busy doing what we do, we don't listen to it in the morning show. But it's light in the darkness.
Yeah,
that's right.
The Lord built me many years ago when I, wasn't walking properly, I guess, and He brought me to Himself, and He said, you're here. I know this is going to be different, and my musical taste has changed over the years. I still can listen to some of that, but I would, and I always encourage teens.
Yeah.
And be careful what goes in your ears, because it lives in your heart. And of course, it says, protect your heart above all things.
That's right. Guard your heart.
Yes.
Yep.
And
because from it
flows everything.
That's right.
Wellspring of life.
It's in Proverbs, but you really have to. Sometimes you disengage, and I pray that's something I do pray about. That if I can still be in this, because no matter where you are, your factory, your job, your doctor's office, you're gonna have. You're a taxi driver, you're an Uber driver. You can't protect yourself
Junk
anymore.
and everything.
There's junk everywhere, and so if you can be that one piece that Jesus can use in a venue,
because you are
shine
uniquely
light.
placed to have a great opportunity to share the light of the gospel.
Yes, but it doesn't make it easy.
Okay, so weird
You-
call-in. You get those all the time. Has there ever been something that has just taken you so aback you can't forget a certain person who has called in and they just made it so bizarre?
Oh, well, there's plenty of bizarre ones. There was one lady being followed by a guy one time. We had to get the police involved because she was being followed.
Hold on, let me get this straight. She's being followed.
She was-
Instead of calling 911, she calls the Hawk and Tom show.
Or she was on the phone at the time or something like that. I think, and then this guy was following her. And so that was so many years ago. I don't remember everything about it, but that stands out. And we get all kinds of there's different people in this world that think way differently.
Oh, mercy. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more questions. And then your time is so valuable and we'll let you go. We have so enjoyed having you
This has been amazing.
in the car with
Hey,
us.
listen, we can go. If you guys want to go to take a road trip, we can go to Asheville if you want to. Let's go.
Done.
People might get bored with the interview because I'll be sleeping in a few minutes.
We
I
would
gotta
go
take a nap.
live. We would go live on
Exactly.
Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, if you're not listening to B93.7, what station are you tuning into? And this question came from this. I hear this all the time. If you were not on staff at North Hills, where would you go to church?
Oh, that's good.
So I guess that spin is if you were not obviously the Hawk and Tom
Okay, on
show.
my alarm clock,
Yeah.
his radio.
His radio.
Okay, that deserves a fist bump. Come on, that's hilarious.
Has his radio ever tried to come and steal you from B93.7?
No, but I have some friends over there. I listen to Magic.
Magic 98.9.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
I need to say all my companies.
Oh, that's right. Because if
You
you
want to go down
remember,
this way?
turn right on Roper. When we were standing outside your station, there's a ton that come from Intercom.
Oh yeah,
radio stations.
Yeah, we got all the rock stations here. We have a Word with Tara in the morning. So all these people work, and I see them every morning.
Yeah, and you have ESPN there too,
ESPN,
which is really cool.
Yeah,
All
sports.
right, next question. Most embarrassing thing to happen to you on the radio?
I lost a bet with Tom, and I don't know what the bet was over, but my buddies still make fun of me today because there's a picture floating around on the internet somewhere, but I had to wear a thong and run around the building like 5 or 6 times. And it was not a pretty picture from
Oh
Students,
no!
don't do that. Don't do that, students.
But that
I'm sorry.
that happened on the radio.
Yeah, it was. I forgot what it was. Well,
how was
he lost a bet last year and
Hey,
had to
do
get
I
an
turn here?
afro. Go
Straight.
straight.
Okay.
So, he's done some embarrassing stuff too.
That's hilarious. How long ago was that?
That's a few years back. But there's a bunch of embarrassing stuff. I mean, hey, just listen every morning. I admit that's a good thing. We really feel like that. You want to turn right here. Being raw, being real, like most people, go ahead and share those embarrassing moments. It's not going to hurt. I'm like,
Yeah, be vulnerable.
Yeah, be
Okay,
vulnerable.
so I'm going to
Be
ask this
transparent.
question.
Yeah.
And obviously be careful how you answer this because I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but how often do you have Hawk in the car with you? Has there ever been a time you guys have turned off the mics after you've gone live and you have gotten in a fight?
Oh, sure.
Or you're like, don't ever talk about my family like that, or don't this or don't that?
Tom and I are so different. He's antagonistic. He's kind of like the bad guy on the show, and that's part of his personality. I'm like, he thinks way too much. I don't know what that says about
Like
me.
overthink stuff?
Well, I do too, but
So like good cop, bad cop. So you're a good
our
cop.
chemistry, we were like brothers.
That's true.
Well, if you listen to the show, it's like Tom comes across as like the bully, and not a bad bully.
Well, he questions authority, and he does a lot of things that I believe in, and that's good for you.
Yeah.
But he's also kind of revengeful sometimes, and so he will just purposely dig at you a little bit.
Yeah.
But we've had, it's more about creative things where there's no right or wrong. That's where
Gotcha.
we probably got most of our moments. But here's what I will say this. We walk out of that show every day, and we come back in every morning with a clean slate.
I love that.
If we did get into it,
It's gone.
it's gone.
But
It's
that's
gone.
a true testament to friendship. Like what true
Right.
friendship is. You can have disagreements. You can have, just different ideas and not be either intimidated by it or, embittered by it or frustrated or anything.
Right. Well, and then Heidi's been really upset. Here's a funny story. We all decided a few years back to take a trip to Europe, and we were going to go to Florence, Rome,
Sweet.
and Venice. So me, Tom, and Heidi decided to go. First trip overseas. Okay. So Heidi and Tom every once in a while they get in a fight.
Every once in a while.
So we're in Venice. All right.
like every day.
Yeah, and she gets so mad at Tom and I, and what's so funny is we was making fun of her because she snores. We would room in the same room, and she was snoring. We were making fun of her, so she got so mad at us, and we had the room key, but she didn't have the room key, and she just walked off. And in Venice, there's these little crevices and little places you get lost easy. So we only had a day in Venice, and I'd already planned this gondola ride, and I said,
Oh, sweet.
yeah, and I'm like, look,
They're fun.
I'm like, Tom, I don't want to go on a gondola ride
With you.
without Heidi and just me and you, but I'm here in Venice. So through that,
You and Tom.
we went on a gondola ride together as this guy singing, oh, and so anyway,
This was very romantic.
well, yeah. We still talk about that gondola ride. It was like, it's like we were a four-wheeling gondola ride with the boys. For the
That
boys.
is so great.
Yeah.
I love it.
But we still tell that story sometimes on the radio. It's so funny.
That's pretty cool. I would think you guys are just a big family.
Well, it's brothers and sisters. But I mean, honestly, it's a testament that the Lord's given us enough grace and mercy to be together this long
Yeah.
and still do it. It's a great gift I don't take for granted.